Okay, well, I had to try this again. My camera blipped. Right, I forgot we're next to AT&T. They are hiding their biggest logo. They used to have a huge logo here that said AT&T. There's a little tiny logo at the top. Also near a research center for children. So there's a lot of communication interference. Say information like floats back and forth between these entities. You have underground wires, you have overground wires. However things are powered, however information flows, I don't know how it works, but it might interfere with your digital devices out here on a bridge, South Street Bridge. Everybody in gear, going to work, going to school, this, that, and the other. Anyway, but I was talking in the previous video about vegetarians. I don't want to upset the beef industry. Remember Oprah and that whole case? But, you know, I personally experienced something, and that's why I don't eat meat at all. I will not be part of anything that slaughters anything with an eyes, nose, and face, you know. I even feel bad for the plants, like putting them in a green juicer or whatever, but I feel like God provided, you know, fruits and vegetables and this, that, and the other, and that was intended to eat. I'm not sure what to say about everything else, so at this scale, at the mass scale that occurs today, it's frightening to me that in a little tiny grocery store, in a little tiny section of the world, like technically Philadelphia is on the, it's considered the 6th largest city if you do all the territories of Philadelphia. But when you think about it, it's just a little speck all the way over on the East Coast, in the middle of the East Coast. And how much beef is sold and consumed and or wasted? It's astronomical. Say milk at a Starbucks. One little tiny store goes through crazy amounts of milk. Jugs and jugs and jugs. Unbelievable. I realize this is managed on a local scale, like each region makes available certain copious amounts of dairy and beef and so forth and so on. But it starts to get crazy, like, do we really need to eat that much? Like, to me, I get overwhelmed because I look at the big picture and I'm overwhelmed by the consumption that goes on here. It's like, well, it's America, then you have all these Food Network shows and everything, and it's all fun, and people are doing it. But I wound up in a certain niche in society, and that's my little claim to fame there, because, I was tortured by something that began in 2011, if not prior, but in a big way. And because of that, I refuse to participate in any type of slaughter. And I know that the mentality that I have needs to be proliferated more in a society where there's tons of people who are too competitive against someone. They're too much reliant on external validation. I don't get a lot of validation because most people don't do what I do. So proceed with caution. So anyway, in terms of eating or this, that, and the other, I should check my phone. Let me check my phone. $8:47, that works for me. It's perfect. Alright, well, we'll have to bring it down because the screen, I think it's AT&T, is interrupting and causing this weird thing on my screen, so we'll turn it off here.